Exam Prep 2022. Team Tess brings you yet another video podcast.
Hello everyone, we are back with yet another video podcast. Hope you liked our previous podcast on drama.
And today's topic is Unit 2, Poetry.
We are Team Tess and I am Setulakshmi.
You will surely get some questions from our sure short authors. First, let us look at Renaissance poets.
First question, identify the wrong poet school pair. Sidney, Areopagus. Michael Drayton, Macarius. Thomas Campion, Lutenist. And the correct answer is Michael Drayton, Macarius.
Michael Drayton did not belong to the Macars. The Macars are poets from northern Scotland who were Chaucerians. Remember guys, Sidney was a member of Areopagus, Gawain Douglas, Robert Henderson, William Dunbar, they were the Macars. Thomas Campion was a lyricist and he wrote poetry that was put to music on the lute. Such poets were called lutenists in the Renaissance period.
Second question, which of the following is true about Chaucer's views on the middle class of his age? The middle class plays a major role in the Canterbury Tales. They were ambitious professionals with careers. They were distanced from the materialism and corruption of the clergy. And the correct answer is they were distanced from the materialism and corruption of the clergy.
The middle class in Chaucer's Canterbury Tales refers to the professional classes. They were also materialistic, ambitious, and corrupt, like the Renaissance clergy. The middle class played a major role in the Canterbury Tales, and they were ambitious professionals with careers. Who are the middle class characters or professional characters? Merchant, shipman, cook, physician, etc. The next sure short author for you is John Milton.
Third question, Galileo is the only contemporary of Milton mentioned in Paradise Lost. What is he represented as doing? Looking through his telescope, testifying before the church, writing in a giant volume illuminated by celestial light. And the correct answer is looking through his telescope.
And Milton gives a telescopic view of the cosmic worlds in Paradise Lost. Next question on John Milton.
Who described Milton's depiction of God in Paradise Lost as similar to that of a bullfighter who of course does praise a bull if it is brave, but he means to kill it anyhow? Stanley Fish, William Empson, Christopher Ricks. And the correct answer is William Empson.
William Empson, in the book Milton's God, talks about Milton's depiction of God as that of a bullfighter who is praising a bull but anyhow kills it. What does that mean? It means that Milton is praising God, but ultimately he is representing Satan as better than God. He is killing the character of God in a way. The next sure short author for you is John Dryden.
Next question. Which of the following was not a reason for Dryden's quarrel with Shadwell? Their different estimates of the genius of Ben Jonson, a disagreement over the true purpose of comedy, Shadwell vied with Dryden over the high position the latter held among the Tories. And the correct answer is Shadwell vied with Dryden over the high position the latter held among the Tories.
Now what do you mean by that? Dryden quarreled with Shadwell, you know that. And Shadwell has been represented as Matt Flecknoe. Well, they had a difference in opinion regarding Ben Jonson. Shadwell was a disciple of Ben Jonson. Dryden was not so much. And they also had a disagreement over the true purpose of comedy. Dryden was a Tory and Shadwell was Whig. So option C is wrong. The next author is Alexander Pope.
Next question. Alexander Pope's essay on man is an expression of anti-Semitism, Whig ideology, free thinking. And the correct answer is free thinking.
Free thinking is liberal thinking, thinking against established ideas. Even in the time of Shakespeare or before, there was free thinking. For example, Christopher Marlowe, Walter Raleigh, they were free thinkers. Alexander Pope's essay on man shows ideas related to free thinking.
Alexander Pope's essay on man, it's written in heroic couplets and it comprises 4 epistles.
Please look up all these authors and works.
Next question. The Dunciad Variorum was published subsequent to the first edition. This means it was a variant of the earlier edition. It had notes and explanatory material. It contained an extensive commentary. And the correct answer is it had notes and explanatory material.
A variorum edition is an edition of a book that contains notes and explanatory material from other scholars. There is a variorum edition of the complete works of Shakespeare, for example. George Stevens brought it out. It would be good if you look up variorum editions and who published them, who edited them regarding major authors. Terms like variorum are also important in the exam. The next sure shot author for you is William Wordsworth.
Next question. Which of these poems is wrongly matched with the opening line? Ode to Duty, stern daughter of the voice of God.
Is that the opening line of Ode to Duty?
Nothing. It seems a day.
Maybe. Do you know?
The Virgin in the sweet share of Cardigan.
Did you hear that before?
And the correct answer is The Virgin in the sweet share of Cardigan.
Well, guys, opening lines of poems are very important. Here in this question, you may not know the opening line of The Virgin. That's okay. What they want you to know is the opening lines of Ode to Duty and nothing. A and B are correct. The Virgin is a poem by William Wordsworth. This line appears in The Virgin, but not as the opening line. Hey Sethu, this is absolutely amazing, isn't it? We are learning so much.
Yes, we are.
Another question from Wordsworth.
In the Immortality Ode, Wordsworth addresses ye blessed creatures. Who is he addressing?
Who it could be? Is it us?
Creatures in nature. Children not yet initiated into adulthood. Humanity.
Sethu, creatures in nature. Could it be? Well, in Immortality Ode, he does talk about children, doesn't he? And humanity. Maybe B and C are the options, are the correct options.
So, the right answer is creatures in nature.
Oh, I was wrong. The Immortality Ode is an irregular ode by William Wordsworth. Irregular ode was originally developed by Abraham Cowley. Immortality Ode is based on The Retreat by Henry Vaughan. Guys, you should definitely read it. You should know lines from it. There are so many websites where you get detailed explanations of canonical poems. Please go through it. There was a time when meadow, grove, and stream, and every sight to me did seem, something like that. Read it. Other romantic poets now.
10th question. Which of the following is not true about Christabel? It is an unfinished ballad in 2 parts. The poem opens with the line, "Is the night chilly and dark?" Sir Leoline is an important character in the poem.
Which of these is not true? Do you know, Sethu?
The correct answer is the poem opens with the line, "Is the night chilly and dark?"
Guys, look up Christabel. It is one of his ballads on evil. Christabel is the protagonist. She is meeting a woman called Geraldine. Geraldine claims to be abducted, and Christabel brings her home. At night, when Geraldine is undressing, Christabel sees on her body some marks. Christabel's father is Sir Leoline, and this Geraldine is a witch in disguise. There are suggestions of even lesbianism in the poem, it seems. Please read about it. Another question from other romantic poets, this time Shelley.
Shelley's poem, Indian Serenade, was also called Song written for an Indian air. Lines written for an Indian beauty. Lines for the Indian clime. The right answer is song written for an Indian air. The poem, The Indian Serenade or Song Written for an Indian Air or Lines to an Indian Air by P.B. Shelley is a romantic love verse. This lyrical love poem is told from the perspective of a desperate lover.
Now, Victorian poets.
12th question. Who of the following was a 19th century publisher who published works by Wordsworth, Shelley, Tennyson, Browning, etc.? Edward Moxon, Charles Smith Elder, John Murray. The correct answer is Edward Moxon.
Guys, you should know the publishers of the major authors. They have been asking questions based on publishers. John Murray was the publisher of Byron. Charles Smith's Elder and Co. was the publisher of the Bronte sisters. Another question from Victorians.
In which poem has Matthew Arnold compared humans to islands in order to emphasize human loneliness?
Humans compared to islands. Is it Obermann once more? To Margaret continued, the scholar gypsy.
The correct answer is to Margaret continued.
Matthew Arnold had gone to Switzerland. There he met a girl. About her he wrote the Margaret poems. Obermann once more and the scholar gypsy are two of his elegies. Now, questions on T.S. Eliot. Be sure to look up T.S. Eliot. You will definitely get a question.
Who of the following describes the character Tiresias as most important personage in the poem The Wastelands?
Tiresias, is the central character in The Wasteland. But who described the character thus?
F.R. Lewis, Cleon Brooks, or T.S. Eliot?
Ta-dang.
The correct answer is T.S. Eliot.
Oh, T.S. Eliot himself described the character Tiresias as the most important personage in the poem. Well, Tiresias does not appear in The Wasteland as Hamlet in Hamlet. He is not even seen most of the time. He appears briefly in section 3, but he seems to be the most important personage in the poem because Tiresias is a metaphor for the condition of the people in the wasteland. He is in between, caught in between. He has a liminal existence, neither dead nor living, neither blind nor sighted, neither man nor woman. That is the death in life existence of the characters in The Wasteland. And the next question is from Auden Group.
The Radcliffe line was the boundary between India and Pakistan, named after Cyril Radcliffe. In which poem did Auden criticize Radcliffe? Stop All the Clocks, Partition, Another Time. And the correct answer is Partition.
Guys, there is a poem called Partition by W.H. Auden, and he's criticizing Cyril Radcliffe there, who was a politician and important figure in British India. Stop All the Clocks is a poem which is also called Funeral Blues. Stop All the Clocks is the opening line. Seamus Heaney next.
The Troubles was an ethno-nationalist conflict in Northern Ireland from the late 1960s to 1998. Which of these poems is set against the Troubles? Human Chain? Or is it Punishment? Or After a Killing? And the correct answer is After a Killing.
Oh. Seamus Heaney has written After a Killing, set against the Irish Troubles of 1960s to 1990s. Seamus Heaney was the distinctively Irish voice after W.B. Yeats. Incidentally, he was born in the year W.B. Yeats died, 1939. And Seamus Heaney won the Nobel Prize. You know that he has represented tradition, memory in his bog poems. Bog poems like Bog Queen, Bog Land, The Toland Man, and Punishment. Would you like to answer this question on Ted Hughes next? Sethu?
Full Moon and Little Frida depicts father-daughter relationship, the power of death, or nature's healing power.
Full Moon and Little Frida. What do you think, guys?
And the correct answer is father-daughter relationship.
Wow. Ted Hughes is talking about his daughter, Frida, in this poem. Full Moon and Little Frida. Now the movement poets, guys.
Which of the following is not true about Philip Larkin?
Philip Larkin is another short author.
He worked in a Blackwell's bookshop. He declined the post of poet laureate. He was a jazz critic. And the correct answer is he worked in a Blackwell's bookshop.
Oh, Philip Larkin was a librarian. He did not work in a Blackwell's bookshop. Did you know, guys, he declined the post of poet laureate? That was in 1984, and the post went to Ted Hughes. And especially early in his career, Philip Larkin was a jazz critic. Derek Walcott, a poet from West Indies. You'll think I told you the answer, but that is not the answer. Sethu?
Derek Walcott is a poet from Trinidad, St. Kitts, St. Lucia. And the correct answer is St. Lucia.
Oh, Derek Walcott, the author of Adam's Song, Masked Man, A Far Cry from Africa, The Sea is History. He wrote Dream on Monkey Mountain, pantomime based on Robinson Crusoe. He's a poet, a Nobel laureate from St. Lucia. Next is Nizam Ezekiel, our own Nizam Ezekiel.
Ezekiel's poem Enterprise describes the beginning of any change, a journey, a voyage. What do you think? The correct answer is a journey. The theme of the poem revolves around a metaphorical journey to a pilgrimage by a group of enthusiasts.
And it is biblical. This is one of his most important poems, Enterprise. Ezekiel has written a large number of poems. You should look them up for the exam. He has also written plays and essays. Next, Keki and Daruwala.
Which bird is presented in Keki and Daruwala's poem, The Death of a Bird?
Here in this poem, there is a man and a woman. They're on a hunting expedition and they're killing a bird. Do you know which bird? Could it be a crow?
A parrot?
No. Those are not the options.
Monarch, tern, kingfisher.
What is the answer?
Monarch.
That is the answer. Nepalese bird it is. They are checking whether you have read the poem and about the poem. Next is Kamala Das.
Why does the speaker say, "I'm a freak" in the poem, The Freaks? Because she acts like a tomboy. Because she pretends to have lust. Because she dresses up flamboyantly.
The Freaks is a very important poem by Kamala Das. Like in many of her poems, she is talking about her womanhood and her frustration with marriage. Here in this poem, she pretends to have lust even though she does not enjoy a sexual relationship with her partner. That is why she says, "We are freaks, I'm a freak." A.K. Ramanujan next.
Which of the following is Ramanujan's most common theme? Mythology, culture of his host country, family relationships.
Most of Ramanujan's poems are about mother, sister, father, cousin, family relationships. That is what he wrote most about. Would you please make a list of important poems by A.K. Ramanujan? Look through them, read about them. You will surely get a question in the exam.
Next question. Who of the following did not win a Sahitya Academy Award for poetry?
Sethu, awards they will ask about. Nobel Prize, Booker Prize, Sahitya Academy Award. We should remember to tell all students always to keep a list for themselves on the awards. So, who did not win a Sahitya Academy Award?
Vikram Seth, Jeet Tail, or Adil Jusawala? And the correct answer is Vikram Seth. Jeet Tail won the Sahitya Academy Award for These Errors Are Correct in 2013. Adil Jusawala won the Sahitya Academy Award for Poetry in 2014 for Trying to Say Goodbye.
19th century American poets.
Emily Dickinson's first collection of poetry was published posthumously by
Her friend. Who is that?
Thomas Wentworth Higginson, Horace Greeley, or Elizabeth Peabody.
Oh, this was Emily Dickinson's friend, so it must be Elizabeth Peabody, I'm sure.
And the correct answer is Thomas Wentworth Higginson.
Oh, Zedu, I am wrong here.
It's okay.
It's okay to be wrong because it's tremendous learning. Another question from 19th century American poets.
Who of the following has written a poem about the angel Israfel from the Holy Quran? Ralph Waldo Emerson, Henry David Thoreau, Edgar Allan Poe. And the correct answer is Edgar Allan Poe.
Edgar Allan Poe has written some Oriental poems, Israfel, Ulalume. Even Ralph Waldo Emerson has written Brahma, Hamatreya. Remember to look up the poems by these three 19th century American poets, they are important. African American poets next.
Which of these poems did Maya Angelou present at the inauguration of President Bill Clinton?
Sethu, this is a PYQ. They have asked this question before. I'm sure our friends know this one.
A brave and startling truth. On the pulse of morning, I shall not be moved. And the correct answer is On the Pulse of Morning.
A brave and startling truth is also a public poem by Maya Angelou. She delivered it in June 1995 at the 50th anniversary commemoration of the United Nations. That was 2 years after she read On the Pulse of Morning at the inauguration of President Bill Clinton. So, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this. Did you enjoy, Sethu?
Yes, I did.
Me too. So, we'll be back to bring you more questions in our exam prep 2022. And the next topic will be Unit 3, Fiction and Short Story. So, it's bye-bye from Kalyani.
Bye-bye from Sethu Lakshmi.